Welcome to the Mindset Mile podcast. I'm your host, Aisha Zaza. For the next 30 days, we're going to learn to build better habits in health, fitness, relationships, business, and overall well-being by making small mindset shifts that make a big difference. Contrary to how it may seem, the path to any success is achieved by taking small, consistent action over time. Someday is not a day of the week, so the time to level up is now, because you were made for greatness. It'll be a marathon, not a sprint, and together we'll take it one step, 1 mile, one day at a time. Welcome to the Mindset Mile. You ready? Hello, friend. I'm so excited to welcome you to the very first episode of the Mindset Mile podcast and 30-day challenge. I'm Aisha, and I'm really excited you're here. If this is your very first episode you're listening to and wondering what the 30-day challenge is, then hang with me. I'm going to explain that in just a little bit. But first, I wanted to take a minute to connect with you. It's a big world with a lot of people doing really incredible things that make a difference. Maybe you're like me where you've wondered, what do I have to share and how can I make an impact on a larger scale? It feels like, what difference could little old us make, right? But here's the thing. The large-scale changes and impacts likely did not start large. They start very small and usually within us. What's deceiving is that these small things can easily be overlooked as something that can create massive change. But this is untrue. My goal with this podcast and in my life is to help inspire others to become their best and healthiest selves, to go after their big goals and live life all out. Because in doing so, this is how we make a difference. When we make change and step outside of our comfort zones, we empower others to do the same. But I think the thing that often stops us is the feeling of overwhelm by the work it'll take to make a change, whether through pursuing a fitness goal, a career change, or on our own minds and habits that we freeze in action paralysis. Through my experience building a health and wellness business, being the first in my family to get a college degree, as an athlete and a self-proclaimed go-getter, I hope to dispel the idea that working towards big goals and change does not look or feel like taking quantum leaps towards them. I know it seems like it, but that's because we live in a culture of comparison and instant gratification. We tend to observe people's mountaintop moments and believe that it happened quickly and easily for them. Thus, meaning if the work we are putting in has not yielded results yet, that it must not be working. But the truth is, there is no such thing as an overnight success, and that behind every person's success is a lot of consistent, gritty work. Trust me when I say I'm nobody special and I'm not extra talented. I was raised by a single mom who made me practice the piano for 30 minutes a day every day for 11 years, and enforced in me at a very early age that if I committed to starting something that I needed to stick with it. Believe me, I wanted to quit the piano, among other things, more times than I could count. But looking back, I can appreciate the stickability to see something through, even when it was hard or if I didn't feel like it was working. I make a lot of mistakes and still face my own fears, but I do feel like it's in my DNA to go after what I want and take small, consistent, messy action over time to get there. And this is what I feel like I need to share with people because I genuinely believe that if I can build a business, go from hating running to running a marathon, fulfill my lifelong dream of living by the ocean, work remotely from anywhere in the world, start a podcast not knowing a single thing about podcasting, then so can you. This is where the Mindset Mile comes in. I've spent the last 6 years on my own personal development journey, but a major catalyst was training for and running a full marathon, coming from a background of hating running, like a lot. I've always liked to work hard, and I've found in doing so physically how much of it is actually mental. So for me, mindset and fitness go hand in hand. The hours and miles I spent training was where I felt most challenged, inspired, and motivated. So I wanted to scale that experience for anyone who wanted to commit to making change in their life. But I didn't just want it to be another mindset or motivational podcast. I wanted you to be able to practice building better habits by actually doing it. And honestly, I can't think of a better way than by committing to walking a mile a day and getting in the habit of journaling. They're so simple, yet make such a big difference in your day. If you haven't already, be sure to go to themindsetmile.com and subscribe to receive my free downloadable and printable journal. The journal prompts will take you no longer than 5 minutes to complete, but will be a perfect complement to your daily mile. And for the mile, you can run or you can walk. For some of you, this mile a day might be in addition to some other form of exercise you do. And for others, it might be the one thing you do to get your body moving. There's no right or wrong. But I want to ask that you stick this out for all 30 days and listen to the corresponding episode on your walk or run that day. Why is it so important that you run or walk a mile and journal every day for 30 days? Because it's so easy to do that it's just as easy to not do. And therein lies the difference. It's always the things that don't feel like a big deal if we skip out on them, because when we view them as a singular thing, they hardly have any value. But that singular act, done or not done over time, is what creates our habits, which creates our destiny. It's the slight edge, working either for us or against us. And I want to create a space where you take action on the things that will work in your favor. I can promise you that showing up, no matter what, will change you. Because anyone can show up when they're feeling good, motivated, and inspired. That's easy. It's about showing up even when you doubt yourself, or when you don't want to, or when you're surrounded by naysayers, and when you don't see your results yet. That's where growth happens. So these first 30 episodes are going to be daily bite-sized messages to challenge you, to challenge the thought patterns you may find yourself defaulting to. Maybe, just maybe, they sound something like this. It's too late for me to start. I'm too old. I'm not smart or talented enough. What will they think? Focusing on myself would be selfish. I'm not worth it. If only I looked different. I'll be happy when. I'm not confident enough. What if I fail? So much of how we are brought up, who we are influenced by, and the experiences in our life play into these self-limiting beliefs. It takes awareness and effort to change them, but it's not impossible. You might find that you relate to some topics more than others, but at whatever capacity this speaks to you, I want to applaud you for taking action towards becoming the turned-up version of your already awesome self. So I want to ask you, what is the thing that you've shoved to the back burner because circumstances or mentors or maybe loved ones have forged you to resign it as ever just being a good idea? What is something you keep putting off or feel like you've missed the boat on? What excuse are you letting stop you from starting? Is it time, resources, information? The things that you've some-dayed your way into letting years pass. We have one life as far as I know it, and it's time to start acting as if. There will never be a good time. You create it. We create it. You can stay or you can come, but I want to encourage you to come because you will never regret the chances you take on yourself. We'll do it together. One perspective change, one mindset shift, 1 mile at a time. If you haven't already, be sure to head over to themindsetmile.com and download my free journal. It's my gift to you to help you build better habits as we go through this challenge together. And if you're loving this podcast, it would mean the world to me if you rated, subscribed, and shared with a friend. Be sure to tag me on your walks or runs at Aisha Zaza and hashtag MindsetMile. That's all we have for today, my friends. Remember, the big things don't happen overnight. It's the small things done consistently that make the big things possible. You are capable and you are worthy. Make it a great day.